Hey guys, thank you so much for joining me in another video. So as you can tell, based on the title, well, we are going to be talking about the handbags that we are seeing for November 2024. And I think I'm going to make this a series where I go through every issue of Vogue magazine that I get and talk about the handbags that are advertised in this issue. These are the bags that brands are advertising. They have created campaigns around. You'll also see a lot of these images on social media. I thought we'd go through the different styles that we're seeing in this issue, and at the very end I'll talk about which is my fave. Maybe I don't like any of them. So for the first top spot in the magazine, we have Chanel. For the first image, which is a handbag, I can't really tell you what color this is because it's in black and white, but it's clearly a classic flap. It's in tweed of some kind of color, I don't know. Also slightly off topic, I know that we're focusing on bags, but something about those shoes, I don't know, it just feels so off with this whole total Chanel look. There's something about them. I remember that runway collection. And then next we have, it looks like it's either a suede or fabric. It's not like your typical leather, lambskin, or caviar. Like this definitely, I don't know, at least from the image, it looks like it could honestly be suede in this really pretty pastel green color. A lot of what we are going to see in these ads are resort collections. Both of these bags are quite delicate. When I think of tweed bags or suede bags, these are very delicate materials. They're for more formal occasions, more dressed up occasions, for the ladies who lunch. I don't even think this is like a ladies who lunch vibe. I don't know. At least I wouldn't bring it to lunch. You never know, something could get spilled on one of these bags. But for more of a formal occasion or a collector's piece, you're on vacation and you just want a bag for that season, I guess there's that too. Next, we have Dior. So we have first this Lady Dior with grommets and piercings with pearls. That's what it looks like to me. And then we also have this Lady Dior in this rounded stud, like it's a larger Lady Dior in this rounded stud. These look a little bit larger than the traditional shape, but maybe it just could be she's really tiny. I don't know. But this was also from the Dior Resort 2025 collection, and I felt like with that collection, it was kind of giving me, I don't know how to say this, but it was just giving me like punk meets princess. There were a lot of plaid and leather and bondage-esque accents. It was against this backdrop of this castle, and there were these really pretty dresses. It kind of felt like Vivienne Westwood, if I think about punk elements and pearls, and there was a lot of plaid, of course, but I don't know. I got the sense that they were trying to create this rebellious woman, and they had these corsets, again, very Vivienne Westwood, with like these sayings, difficult and hysterical, things that you would use to describe a woman. But I don't know, it's just, there's something about it that just didn't land for me. I don't think of Maria Grazia Chiuri and this kind of punk rock princess kind of vibe. But back to the bags, I don't think these look like bad bags per se. Honestly, my 16-year-old self actually might think a lot of these bags would have looked like really cool in 2006 aesthetically, and I think that's what they're trying to go for here. Even if I just look at Jisoo, who has this very gothic Lolita look in this corseted top and then this crinoline on the bottom, I get what they're trying to do here, and I actually think some of Maria Grazia Chiuri's dresses and fashion, it actually translates from the runway to in person really, really well. I'm not someone who is here to hate on her. There are some collections I don't like, and it's just not my style, but I get why the prettiness of her fashion is very appealing. But there's something that feels off to me where you're taking these punk-esque aesthetics, but packaging a lot of these aesthetics in a handbag. The pearls with the piercings, they're embellished with studs, worn with these plaid dresses. Of course, the bag is going to be at least 7,000-8,000 plus. I don't know, even more, right? It's just trying to like go in this direction, and then it's also knowing what we know, at least from the reporting that has been revealed, allegedly the conditions of how a lot of these Dior bags are made, how these workers are treated. It just doesn't feel very punk to me. That's why these bags just aren't landing for me. Like, aesthetically, I get it. Aesthetically, I think her pieces always look nice. They always look pretty. With this punk meets princess look here, maybe it's just because it's at Dior and it feels the biggest contradiction in fashion. I don't think of punk. I think these moves feel very establishment to me. So next we have the Gucci Blondie bag, and it was from the campaign We Will Always Have London. I'm just reading this in the very corner here, and it states Debbie Harry by Nan Golden 2024. So this is the Blondie. It's a reissued bag, and it makes sense sense that we have Debbie Harry modeling this bag. I remember seeing this bag a couple years ago when Alessandro was still at the brand. I felt like it was one of his last few bags. So they're reissuing a bag that was just reissued a couple years ago. But instead of what Alessandro did, which was use that gray monogram canvas, it feels very heritage to me with this brown material, with the brown trim. Now, when I looked up this bag on the Gucci website, I was a little bit confused at the pricing. This is mainly a canvas bag with leather trimmings, but the full leather bag is priced the exact same. I know some brands do this, will price their canvas the same as the leather bag, but I don't know. Maybe it's just a me thing, but I think a canvas bag shouldn't be as high as a leather bag unless there is something special about the canvas, or there's embroidery, or there's embellishments of some sort. That totally makes sense. Maybe this is just something I am considerate of. Unless there's something uniquely special about the canvas that makes it more substantial, it makes me also question, why is your leather priced the same as canvas? And just for comparison's sake, I just had to look on the website even further when looking at these recent ranges of bags, just from this collection. These Sabato di Sarno bags, a lot of them are priced like this. Even if we just look at this raw canvas bag in comparison to the leather version of this bag, it is priced the same. In my mind, maybe this is just me, I'm sure for some people they are happy to buy raw canvas bag for this amount of money, but I just think there's got to be some distinction here. And I was even looking at the Blondie, all the other bags from this recent launch, there is no distinction. I can see why previous Gucci customers are not only turned off by the aesthetic, but they are turned off by the price, because it just feels like the business side said, okay, let's do something that is of the time now. Let's try to capture what these other sort of quote unquote quiet luxury brands are doing and make our version. We'll up the prices even more. And I can see how that is alienating for the Gucci customer and even for the potential quiet luxury customer. The next bag that I want to talk about is a very, very popular bag. This is the Coach Brooklyn 28. I really do get the appeal of this bag. Celebrities have been wearing it. Bella Hadid was wearing it. Here we have Elle Fanning modeling for this campaign, and I think she looks great. There's something very youthful and free. She's just living her best life in Brooklyn. Her charms are dangling in the air. There's this movement and playfulness. I think the styling works. The oversized bow clips, the bow top. If you just want like a cool bag and you just want to put some bag charms on it. Another thing to mention was this bag was also featured on the list index, as in there was a lot of social media hype around this bag, again due to celebrities wearing it. But I also think what is happening is this isn't just like a social media thing where brand is just getting more buzz because they're gifting their products to influencers. At least on my algorithm, I'm seeing a lot more Coach unboxings this year than probably ever. Probably the top two brands I see unboxed, be it bags or accessories, it's got to be Coach for bags and Hermes for people going on their journeys. But Coach, I think, is doing a really good job at creating bags that speak to the moment, that are of the now, and I think this is totally working. And the price is much less than what some of these other brands are charging. So next we have this Michael Kors bag. So it's from the Michael Kors collection, which is, I think, supposed to be the top tier line from Michael Kors. I actually really love this full silver look, the silver heels, the silver dress with the bag. I can totally see if you are looking for a handbag and you go to the department store, hopefully this would go in the sale. I could get why somebody would want a bag like this. There isn't like a fan base around Michael Kors, like the way there's a lot of people that love Coach and all the other brands I've just mentioned, but Michael Kors is just a brand I don't really see a lot of enthusiasm around when it comes to handbags. And also when you just think about metallic, it is more of a delicate material, and if you're looking for a bag where you can have fun, be a little bit more carefree, be able to party with your bag, I would probably wait for it to go in the sale. Not a bad bag. Next we have Valentino Garavani. With this bag we have a few. Now what Valentino did with their ads, they have a whole spread, they have multiple pages, it's printed on thicker pages. But let's talk about the bags. We have this 9 to 5 shoulder bag. In this image, this bag looks like it's yellow, but it's actually a tan, like more of a caramel tan trim. And it's got this antique gold hardware, and then it's got this beige canvas. And then we also have the vein bag in embroidery. And this is a more expensive bag than the regular vein leather handbags, but there is more workmanship with the embroidery, so it's gonna be priced higher, and I think that makes sense. They also featured this bag in, it looks like it's a white white. Can't tell if that's just like white leather, but yes, there's this white version. But Valentino prices their bags accordingly. The canvas bag is going to be cheaper than the leather bag, and the embellished embroidered bag is going to be more expensive than the leather bag. Another bag that they are promoting is the Viva Superstar bag. So it has this massive V contrasting logo, and it comes in this cream black as well as a tan, brown, and black. It's a very thin bag, and it makes me think what would hold something like this. Maybe this could hold a tablet. They had this in much bigger iterations in sizes that look like they would hold a laptop or be good for a work bag. And the way the models had styled these bags, they had the crossbody 9 to 5 or the vein bags, and then they layered it over top one of these Viva Superstar bags. And also we have the Valentino Nelcott. I'm probably mispronouncing that, but it's this fringe suede bag. It's got these studs, like these large rounded studs, and then these smaller studs as well. And they have at the very end of the magazine, I was flipping through it, at the very end they are also promoting this bag as well in the last look section. They describe it as a medley of pretty jacquard, punkish studs, and some serious suede fringe, evoking a heady swirl of la vie bohème. There's this like wave of boho maximalism with Valentino, as well as I think of Chloe, of course. We're really seeing that here at Valentino. So the next bag that we have here is this Dooney & Bourke, this canvas tote bag, and clearly this lady is on a beach, very vacation vibes. Again, a lot of these bags that we're seeing are from resort collections. It's described as made to carry all of your stuff, whatever it might be, from pink sands to azure blues. It's made with pure Egyptian cotton, woven in Italy. Canvas tote number 45, and it's $150. And then we have, which I thought was very interesting, and I had no idea what this brand was. It's called FP Movement. I had never heard of it, honestly. And then I had found out that FP stood for Free People. This is supposed to be their sporty line. Haven't heard from Free People in a while, but I could see this brand Free People becoming very popular again with this whole boho thing that's happening. But this is their sporty line. This is their quilted carry-all bag. It's partially cut off, but it really does remind me of the Cause quilted bags that went viral last year. I had purchased it. I don't know. I wasn't really in love with it, but here we have it styled and accessorized with these little mini pochettes, quilted pochettes dangling from it. But I get the appeal of this. It's a little bit sportier. It's a little bit more lightweight. If it gets wet, it's not the end of the world. So yeah, those were pretty much all of the handbags. It's a pretty thin issue. Honestly, if I have to be real, I'm not loving a lot of these bags for me. I definitely would not buy any of them. But if I have to pick a bag that I just like the most, and of course there were ads for other things. On the very back, Louis Vuitton is promoting its fine jewelry line. I'm not really loving a lot of these styles, and if I really have to pick a style, like at least just for me, like for my personal taste. But one thing I will say is I get why Coach is doing really, really well. I get the appeal of Coach. I won't buy this bag, but it checks off a lot of boxes. If I have to choose, it's probably gonna be the Coach Brooklyn. It's a slouchy hobo bag. It's got that dipped in slouch that is really in right now. It's really fun with the bag charms. They really like captured that. And I think Coach has always done bag charms. This is their area, right? There's something about this style that I think is really capturing the now. The price is right. You let me know in the comments down below, have you tried this bag? I haven't actually tried it on in person, but I have to say based on these ad campaigns, this is the most compelling. You know, the trend around bag trends is going so strong right now. Even just them having that, I think, is really on point. Coach really is checking off all the boxes. So yes, anyways, was there anything that stood out to you? Please let me know in the comments down below. Thank you so much for joining me in another one, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.